Hello everybody, this is Solar Tiger with another aquarium video. This is my 20-gallon aquarium, as you've seen before. And if you think it looks different, it does. I had a clear up in this aquarium. As you know before, I said that in my previous video I was suffering the brown beard type algae, the brown fluffy woolly type of algae. So what I've done is I've cut out all the plants that had the algae really bad. So as you can see now, there's a lot more space and it looks a bit barer. But I've had a clear out of all the stuff that had the brown fluffy type algae. So what I've done to try and combat the algae is I put the tank background back, as the back of the tank now stays dry. So I put the background back to block out the sun that comes in from the window, and I put some blue adhesive plastic on the side panel as well, where the sun was coming in from the window. So hopefully less sunlight entering the tank will mean less of the algae growth. Also, I bought some fish to try and combat the algae. I bought some algae eaters, and I bought some Otto catfish. As you can see here, my Otto catfish. I've got 3 of them and they are very active. They eat the algae from the glass and from the plants without damaging them. As you can see, I do have algae on things in my tank. If I show you the catfish, I'll try and focus on the catfish. Right, this is the Otto sinkless catfish. As you can see, this one is just having a nap on my flue valve U3 filter. They attach themselves to objects with a sucker and they rasp away at the algae. These are a small dwarf suckermouth catfish. They are very peaceful and they don't get very big. And I've read that they are good for eating algae. So that's what I have. You can see I have other fish. That's my female guppy. I have some leopard danios, and I have some albino zebra danios. So that's what I have in my tank. I'll just focus again. So the Otto catfish are very active. It's usually, you have a hard job to keep up with them. They like to swim around in groups, so it's best not just to have one. I've got 3 and they generally hang around together. So that's the Otto catfish. They eat the algae in your tank. If you find yourself not having much algae in your tank, then the best thing I can recommend is if you take some stones, or I have some of this slate, and what I've done is I've put it outside in a bucket of water, and I'm going to let algae grow on it and leave it outside in the sunshine, and when it gets a good coating of algae I will place it in the tank for the Otto catfish to eat, because they need a constant supply of algae to stay healthy. So that's that. So this is the 20-gallon aquarium, and you can see that I have some crypts. There's some Java fern. There's some high growth. This used to have leaves all the way down the bottom, but I cut off all the bad ones. There's some water wisteria, a big chunk of Java fern on some bogwood, and that's about it for this tank. It's lit by 224-watt T5 fluorescent tubes, and the filter is a Fluval U3 in the front and an old Fluval 2 in the back. So that's what I have going on in this tank. So the ottos eat algae off the plants, and I've reduced the amount of direct sunlight getting into the tank, so hopefully I can control the algae. So that's that. I changed 4 gallons of water and replaced with new dechlorinated water, and I have cleaned both the filters as they were plugging up with bits of stuff. I do my maintenance twice a week, on a Wednesday or Thursday and on Sunday. That's how I maintain my tanks. If I take you over to the 3-gallon tank over here, this is my 3-gallon tank. It's a betta tank, and the plants are growing madly well, really well. So in the front here I've got a crypt weddii, green one, and that's growing well. Lots of leaves coming up on that now. My water wisteria grows like mad, and it grew to the top. I cut off the top, and that's what I have over here. I just bunched the tops together and wedged it down the side of the rock. And this is my red half moon betta. I have some anacaris, which you can follow all the way to the back of the tank. That's what I have, and in the back is pennywort or hydrocotyle. Now what I noticed in my tank is that I see lots of bubbles coming off the plants. If you look carefully, you can see bubbles coming up off the plants. That means the plants are photosynthesizing. They're getting good light from the LED bulb, and there's bubbles coming off of this side as well. You can see bubbles coming up. So in this tank I have this 3-gallon tank with a betta. It has a small hang on the back filter. There's a 25-watt heater that heats the water to 27 degrees centigrade, which is about 80 in Fahrenheit. And the light is a 6-watt LED bulb. It has a temperature of 6500 Kelvin. It's a daylight bulb. The daylight bulb makes the colours of the plant stand out, and the betta. I used to have a warm white bulb because they were cheap and easy to find. It was a 2700 Kelvin bulb, but it made everything look yellow. So I picked up some LED bulbs from my local Home Bargains. It's a discount store in the UK, and this 6-watt LED bulb, which puts out 470 lumens with a temperature of 6500 Kelvin, daylight bulb, to cost us £2.99, and it's stuck in a desk lamp, so nothing fancy. The bulb was fairly cheap, but it does a good job. I recommend these bulbs. They're cheap and they grow plants very well in this small tank. So that's cheap lighting. The substrate is just natural aquarium gravel. Underneath the crypt there is a root tab under the crypt. It's an API root tab that I bought from eBay. £4 or £5 for a packet of those. And I change the water twice a week. I change about 20%, of the water, and each time I add a few squirts of a liquid fertilizer, and all I can say is that I have to keep pruning the water wisteria as it grows that fast. You can just look at the growth appearing on it and you can judge for yourself that it's growing very well. I just take you around the side. The side growth is just as good, and you can see the bubbles rising, the oxygen bubbles coming out of the plants. This gauge here was just to give me a guide to doing water changes. I empty the water to below this line to about here and replace it with fresh water that's dechlorinated. So that's just a gauge I put on the side to show how much water to take out each time. So this is a 3-gallon tank, but what I've noticed is as the plants seem to grow so well, they are taking up space in the tank and the betta is having less space to swim around. So what I have done is, when I went to the pet store to buy the Otto sinkless catfish, I picked up another tank, and I'll just take you over to the tank. So this is the tank that I have bought. It's a 24 litre kids aquarium. You get the 24 litre tank and you get a internal filter, but I'm not going to use the internal filter. I just wanted the larger tank. So this is a 24 litre tank, and doing some maths, it works out to just a little over 5 gallons, and it costs £28, so it was a good price. You can buy aquariums online, but you have to either have to pay delivery, or on eBay you have to go and collect. So I just picked this up because it was convenient. So I will be moving my betta to this 5-gallon tank, and I will be able to add more plants, and I should have a nice aquascape. So I'm ordering various things off eBay, including live plants, and in a week or two's time I will be transferring the betta over, and this tank will be going on the bench over here. So before I do that, I'm going to put some bracing underneath the workbench and underneath the supports. I'm going to put some bracing in on this side, and I won't show you the other side because it's a bit messy, but I'm going to be reinforcing the worktop a bit, and then I will be putting the 5-gallon tank in place of this one. So this is Solar Tiger saying thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye. Thank you.